name's John. 60 years ago today, I walked down this road and found out the team that I'd followed and loved since I was a little boy. Most of them had died.
Today marks the 60th anniversary of the Munich Air Disaster, and I've been lucky enough for my entire life to have grown up with my grandfather and my father telling me the history of Manchester United and stressing the importance of the occasion and the disaster that happened at Munich. Today we've come here to Old Trafford with my grandfather and with my own son Jayden to pass on that knowledge and stress the importance of keeping that knowledge alive for the modern fan.
Well, Jayden, there's Matt Busby, built this club, concentrating on youth, homegrown players, and it really paid off in the 50s, made it a great club. It's still going, 60 years. This is the one where they all started. They started in 53, FA Youth Cup, and they started winning it in 53, all them babes we know of. And they went from 53 right through for 5 years and won it every year. That was Busby, the man, getting everybody going in that time with these lads coming into the team. The youngest side then won the league in 56. Half of the team that was playing for the youth team for 5 years have come in now, 18, 19. Can you imagine it, them days winning the league? And then they carried on into 56 and 7. They won the league, got beat in the cup final with a bad injury to the goalkeeper. So there is a treble for that waiting, wasn't there? Real Madrid in the semi-final, got beat in the final, won the league. These players that had won the FA Youth Cup, the players like Duncan Edwards, could do everything and played in every position. Bobby Charlton came in, played a lot on the left wing, but as everybody knows, scored a lot of goals from anywhere on the pitch. Then we had Roger Byrne, the captain, brilliant, very fast, could read a game unbelievably. Eddie Colman, the Salford lad, used to make the players go all their own ways as he ran with the ball. Magic people. With these players, we started 58 season full of hope, another year older, another year more experienced. There was an expectation we'd beat anyone, and we wanted to face Real Madrid again. So we got to Belgrade, quarter-final. Draw against Red Star means we were in the semi-final, AC Milan. Bring it on. We were saying, about that 56, 57 when we could have won the treble. So everybody expected it this year. 57, 58, going for everything, murdering it through the European Cup. Not doing very well, but it could have happened in the league, and still going well in the FA Cup. And we end up at Belgrade, which put us through to the semi-final, the European Cup again. I've got it in my mind, always had it in my mind that they'd have won that European Cup that year for the first time. A routine stop to refuel at Munich was hit with bad weather, snow on the runway, ice on the wings, and a bit of problem with the engine. Twice they tried to take off, turned back, went in for a tea, and on the third attempt they went past the point of no return. They wasn't going fast enough to take off. They crashed to a fence and into a farmhouse at the end of the runway. When the news came through we had hoped that just a bump on the runway. Didn't expect casualties, didn't expect the magnitude of what had happened, and didn't expect to be watching coffins coming home, which I did.
These are all the survivors. Did any of them play again?
Yes, a few of them did, yeah. Obviously, Harry Gregg was in the goals. Billy Folks played. Bobby Charlton, as you know, played that year in the cup final even. But he was out for a while at first. Johnny Berry never played again. And we all came over about 5:30 at night after we heard about the crash. 15 of us come walking down here to see if we could see what happened. As we got to here, there was a policeman on the other side there. "Where you going, lads?" he says. So he said, we're going to inquire about the crash. And he said, they've all gone home, it's in darkness, as we could see, it was pitch black. Even the ticket officer's door was open. He said, do you know what's happened? And he said, well, we know there's a few players dead, some officials of the club, and some media people there, journalists and that. And that's all I can tell you. I was a bit upset by then, only 15-year-old. So I walked off home and left the lads talking to him. And that was my night finished in Munich. It was only 3 hours after the crash when we came here. And that's all in darkness. Nothing we could find out until the news that night. And that was that.
There's no names on the team sheet.
Yeah, it's because they didn't know who could play, and they didn't know what players they had actually. And in the end, near enough all the youth team played. It was a very sad time at Munich crash. A lot of people had an opinion that we should get out of everything that year, leave it for that year. But Jimmy Murphy, obviously the under manager, was adamant that we carry on. And he did, and as you know, we went to the semi-final of the European Cup. Went to Wembley for the FA Cup. And with all the young boys, all the youth team, made it for us. And then you could tell then it was going to be great again, and Busby was going to come back. And it was going to carry on. It's obvious, look at it now, biggest club in the world. The story, that triumph from tragedy, is what drew people from all over the world to this club, because we never gave up, we carried on. We'll never forget the Babes, Sir Matt Busby and his great team. And it's got to go on now through you and your friends and your family. And make sure your generation knows who these lads are. And if you do, we'll never die.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you can get down to Old Trafford today for the service that's going to be happening later on to commemorate the anniversary, then please do so. If you can't, then make sure you check out MUTV's footage from the day where me and my grandfather are going to be in Munich for the service this afternoon. Thanks.